Well, we're going to reopen gyms as soon as we can do it in a COVID-secure way. And I think that the date for reopening gyms at the moment, if we can do it, is in just a couple of weeks' time.
With the Prime Minister Boris Johnson giving gyms the green light to open up soon, I'm going to give you the lowdown on everything you need to know about returning to the gym after a long layoff. Hey everybody, it's Fahad here from Fit with Fahad and TFF Fitness, and today I want to talk to you about returning to the gym after a long layoff. Now, a lot of us haven't been to the gym since the whole coronavirus lockdown started a few months ago, and this video is not just about the coronavirus lockdown. This video is relevant if, in the future, if you ever have time out from injury, or when life just happens and you can't get to the gym. And what I want to talk to you today is about what you need to know about going back to the gym, and stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to give you something very special that you can use to maximize your training when you return to the gym. So the first thing we need to understand when we return to the gym, that if you have taken a long time between gym sessions, for example, if the last time you went to the gym was before the pandemic and you start going again 3 months later, you cannot go into the training room or into the gym or into the facility thinking that you're going to be able to do the same amount of work and put the same amount of output as you did before this coronavirus pandemic started. And that's even the case if you've been working out at home, because let's be brutally honest, unless you've got a good amount of equipment and you're knowledgeable about things like eccentric training and resistance training, and you've got yourself access to some sort of kit like resistance bands and dumbbells, it's going to be difficult for you to keep the same level of conditioning that you had throughout the pandemic lockdown as you had before, when you were able to go to the gym and train hard and lift heavy. And this applies to people that are, generally new to the gym as well. Even if you are a beginner at training, you're still going to have less levels of fitness going back to the gym after the lockdown measures have been lifted and gyms are allowed to reopen. So let's talk quickly now about what you need to know from a scientific perspective as to what happens to your body when you take a break. So when you have a period of absence from training, that period is called detraining. And a lot of things happen during the detraining phase. Now, for the first 2 to 3 weeks of detraining, not much happens. But after 2 to 3 weeks, different things start to occur in your body depending on your levels of fitness and how long you've been training. Okay, so for the first 3 to 4 weeks of absence from training and doing no training whatsoever, or doing very light training, you're not going to lose a lot of strength. You will, however, start to see a strength drop off after 3 to 4 weeks. Some people might see it earlier, but all in all, generally, most people won't see a decrease in strength for the first 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, muscle starts to atrophy, and what atrophy means is a decrease in muscle tissue after about 2 to 3 weeks. Now, beginners and people who are relatively new to training can usually get that muscle back quite quickly. People that have trained for a longer period of time might find it a little bit harder, according to some of the studies that I've read. Most of the studies that I've read have been done on advanced trainees and people that they have been training for at least 3 years, or semi-professional athletes and rugby players. So it is important to understand that there have been differences in some of the research papers I have read on the subject. Endurance performance decreases between 4 to 25% after 3 to 4 weeks of absence from training. Your muscle strength, your muscle size, your endurance, your levels of fitness, your body fat levels, they will all change on a case-to-case, person-to-person basis based on various factors such as genetics, age, diet, and all sorts of different factors. So you can't say that you will definitely lose a certain amount of body fat, you'll definitely lose a certain amount of muscle, gain a certain amount of body fat. Now, beginners will start to see a decrease in something called their VO2 max, which is their aerobic capacity, after 2 weeks. Now, it takes about 4 weeks to regain aerobic capacity or VO2 max of recently gained VO2 max. So if you've been training and then you've taken a 2 to 3 week break, after 4 weeks, you'll be able to get what you had back before that break straight away. And flexibility is reduced by 7 to 20% after around 4 weeks of detraining. Now, initially, when you take a break from training and you start losing size, You start thinking that you're losing muscle mass. Don't worry, the initial loss in size isn't from a loss in muscle mass and loss of muscle tissue. It's actually from a loss of muscle glycogen, which is the energy store inside of the muscle, which starts to get depleted. Now, once you start training again and start eating properly, that muscle glycogen will replenish and you'll start seeing yourself feeling the muscles feeling full again, and you'll start having that nice pump. Your VO2 max, or your aerobic capacity, starts to decrease between 4 to 25% after 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, bed rest and complete rest and doing absolutely nothing will increase your level of atrophy. So if you've been doing absolutely nothing during the period of lockdown, then you might have more atrophy in muscle tissue than somebody that has been trying to stay active. So just remember, when you start losing muscle mass and strength because of a break in training, especially a long period like 3 months that we've had with the pandemic, you are going to lose that muscle tissue, muscle size, which means you're going to lose that strength, which means when you go back to the gym, you're not going to be able to perform at the same level you did prior to the lockdown or prior to your break. Now, this can have various effects on people. For example, it can have a psychological effect. You just don't feel like you're strong enough, and it could like demotivate you. And don't get demotivated if you're not as strong. It's just natural. Everybody's going to be like that going back to the gym. The second thing it's going to have as an effect is it's going to have an effect on your connective tissue, your joints, your ligaments. Because let's be honest now, when we're lifting and we're lifting heavy, we're putting a lot of pressure on our connective tissue, on our joints, on our ligaments, on our tendons. And as we gain muscle mass and strength and muscle tissue, they support the ligaments, the joints, the tendons, the connective tissue so that they can withstand some of the damage. Now, if we go back starting lifting very heavy from the onset, when we return to the gym, we could potentially injure those connective tissues, joints, tendons, and ligaments, and that is going to mean an even longer layoff due to injury because you're going to have pain, you're going to injure yourself, you might tear a muscle, and it's just not worth it. So make sure when you do return back to the gym, you are sensible, you do cut back a little bit, you do reduce your training output, your capacity, the amount of weight you're lifting, etc. Because you are going to lose strength. Your 1 rep max levels are going to come down, unfortunately. But don't worry, we will have something called muscle memory, which means your muscles have these neuromuscular connections within them that mean that they remember how things were. So when you get back to the gym, they'll soon remember what you were capable of doing and rebuild to that level of capacity again. So there's no need to worry, but you will have to ease into it. So what I've done for you as a special treat and a special thank you for watching my videos, I put together for you a special training plan put together as a beginner's workout or a workout for people who are just returning back to the gym. So when you do get back to the gym, you'll have a guide of what you should be doing, and you can find that in the description below. And if you have any questions about that training plan or want me to explain anything, I'm more than happy to do so. Just leave a comment in the comments box below, and I will answer your questions and I will do my best to help you to understand the training plan. So with that, I hope you appreciate where I'm coming from with this video. I know it's a bit annoying to think that you're not going to be able to go straight back to the gym and, pick up where you left off. You are going to have to, make up for lost ground here. But trust me, it's going to be worth it if you do it properly, because you're not going to get injured, you're not going to get hurt, and you're not going to have an even longer layoff. So listen guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got value from it. And when you do return to the gym, when the gyms are allowed to reopen, I really hope that you have phenomenal training and you see the results you want to see. And if you want to continue to get information on how to get the best results in the gym, with your nutrition, with your mindset, please subscribe to my channel. Click that bell notification so you don't miss a single video, because I am going to try and do everything I can to give you as much valuable content to help you along with your fat loss and body transformation journeys. So with that, have a great day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Sweat more, suck less, and stay awesome.